Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to Rowena May Inspired. My name is Kelly, and here's our pals, Mr. Wilby, Miss Pickles, and little baby Wilby Pickles. If you're seeing that red live button up at the top, that means you're catching us live, and I hope you are, because we are crafting today with the Stand Tall crafting group. So come on in, friends. Say hello when you pop on, so we know who's there. Miss Misty's just finishing up on her page. I'm going to light the positivity candle here. We haven't lit this candle in a while. We need all the positivity we can get here in the crafting world. So here we go, lighting up the candle. So come on in, say hello when you pop on. I got to get my comments up so I can see that you're saying hello when you pop on. I got soot on my hand already. Well, hold please. Let's see. Let me refresh my page here. Bring up some comments. I'm going to have to get a longer, I do have one down here. I don't know why I didn't use that. My candle is getting too low. All right, hold on here. Hello, Miss Kathy. How are you? Okay, there I am. There I am. All right, let me see if I can get it to come up right. Yes. Oh my goodness. I forgot to let Mother know I was going live. I hope you can. I don't even know if she's home. I don't know. All right, Miss Misty's just about done. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my iPad so I don't forget and leave her running over here. So, anyone else in the house? I can see names. Well, hello, Miss Christy. Got me all sprinkled out. Well, thank you very much. Hello, Mother. There she is. Mother's here. All right, you guys. We haven't seen our pals in a while because I haven't been on in a while. But I've been crafting up a storm. Don't think I've just been sitting around being all fat and sassy, because I haven't. I've been, I mean, I'm that, but I've been busy crafting up a storm. I just haven't been live. So we're going to make, I posted a couple days ago that I made one of these really cute little snowmen. It's on a little, it's like on a little skewer. I just think they're so stinking cute. So we're going to make one today so you guys can see how I did it. Now, I just went on to Pinterest and I found a snowman, okay? So I modified this a little bit. I made the little, the brim of the hat. You can see where I drew it like larger and kind of like brought the hat up a little bit taller. So just to give his hat, I mean, it was like short. Look, it was like really short. So I was like, I wanted to make it look better. So I just cut this out on, I printed it on a piece of copy paper. And then I, traced it onto, like, this is like cardstock. So I have a pattern. All my patterns are on like this cardstock when I do something like this. So I'm going to show you the material I'm using, but I already traced it out while I was watching Miss Misty. All right, so when we went to the UP, I don't know, what's it been, 2 weeks ago now? My cousin and myself, my mom, my Aunt Anita, and my Aunt Ellen, we went up to the UP. For all of you who don't know, that's the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I forgot. You forgot what I look like. Hello, Miss Lori. I still look the same. I got this really cute snowman material. Isn't it cute? So we're going to make our snowman out of this cute material. Now, it might be really busy for actually a snowman maybe being made out of this material, but I don't care. Hello, Miss Debbie. I don't care. I think it's so pretty. So I folded the material over on itself. I pinned it down. I'm channeling my inner Rowena May. Hello, Miss Marlene. How's Eleanor? Well, I guess she's good. Because they were out of town last week and I haven't seen her. So I am assuming she's well. I haven't heard otherwise. But yeah, so I haven't seen her in a little bit because when I was out of town with Mother, then I came back and then they went out of town. My son had a work trip. And so then they just got home yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, like late last night. So I haven't even seen her. So we're going to take our pinking shears. We're going to cut this out. You stuck a stick up the port. I did. So guys, I'm using the pinking shears. These are Grandma Rowene's pinking shears. I'm going to trim this or cut this out. Hello, Miss Janice from the UK. Or Miss Jackie. I read that wrong. Miss Jackie from the UK. Yes, I know your name is Jackie. Good Lord. Hello, Miss Nora. Welcome in, friends. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Rowena May Inspired. My name is Kelly. I think most of you that I've seen are on here know who I am. But just in case you didn't, we're crafting with the Stand Tall Crafting group today. That's Miss Krista's group. Miss Krista has a page called Crafts by Krista. I think get it with K's. Crafts by Krista with the K's. So you can check her out. She doesn't craft live, but she runs this group and crafts. I ate some M&Ms, some peanut M&Ms just a little bit ago because I was hungry. Now I've got peanuts in my teeth. That's why I'm over here like, Hello, Miss Debbie and Miss Carol Ruth and Miss Jeannie and Miss Amanda. Welcome in, friends. Happy Tuesday. Does anybody having tacos on a Tuesday? Does anybody really stand firm to that Taco Tuesday thing? I don't know what we're having. I never know what we're having. Last night we had, I was down here, you guys. I've been crafting up a storm. You guys, you've seen I've been cutting things on my laser. I'm getting into that. I'm really getting into that. So I was down here last night cutting some things. And now I'm not, I'm buying patterns. None of these things that I've been cutting are my own. I didn't come up with these. Now, the only thing I've done some words and stuff on my own, but all these little things I've been showing, like the pumpkins and the snowmen, I'm buying files from crafters or whoever, like off Etsy. And I have some favorite designers. So I'm kind of addicted to their things. And then, so I was down here cutting last night and I made these really cute. I'll show you guys. I wanted to get them finished because I've been making them for the craft show, just because I'm going to sell them in the craft show. But, all right. I think I'm just going to get rid of that. All of that's pretty much scrap, so. But I made these last night. So this is like one, who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Well, hello, Miss Jenny. I can't look because I'm driving, but I'm here. Don't crash. The snowman just about fell into the candle. Let's put him over here. He must have about burned up over here. Don't crash, my friend. Okay, so look at these. These are just like these little wood signs. And I guess they would be, I didn't put a back, there's no backer on them. I guess they would just be like little leaners. But look how I did them. I used like the Hobby Lobby scrapbook paper in the background and I just painted them. I did the blessed and the thankful and the grateful. Aren't those cute? I thought those were so stinking cute. I just sat down here last night working on them. But to cut these, my laser really needs to be vented out the window. I have it's vented. Don't think I'm down here sniffing all the fumes. It's vented, but it has a system that it vents into. When really the best way to do this would be to vent it out the window. But I'm in a basement, right? And we'd have to like cut a hole in a window and like do all the things. And but I'm down here last night and I'm crying. My one eye is crying. Grandson 6 months to make a paper mache snowman. Fun times with fun times for you, fun times for him. Well, that sounds fun. That sounds like good quality time. So anyway, the fumes do get, and I know after I bought my laser, I know people said that the system that you get with it, or that you buy, is not the greatest, and it really isn't, because I'm down here, my one eye was just watering so bad. You guys, I'm gonna iron this material real quick because there's like a little fold in it where it was folded. So, anyway, but I'm just down here just cutting away. Well, so some of the designs, of course, I made 3 of those, right? So you had to cut it multiple times because, you know, my lasers, I mean, I guess I could, if I bought bigger wood, but I only have like one size wood. Because when I started out, I was like, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm not going to spend a boatload of money on wood until I figure out how to, what in the heck? Okay, there we go. Until I figure out how to do this. So slowly, I mean, I've had the laser for what? I don't know, not a year yet. I had it long enough where I didn't use it, in my like free subscription, ran out. And I called them and I was like, what happened? And they were like, we'll give you like I don't know, 6 more months for free because I hadn't used it. Now, what just happened here, which was very lovely, is where I cut it out, I traced it out. The heat from the iron made it disappear, so all the ink is gone. I love that. Hello, Miss Dina. How are you? How are the dogs? They're good. They're brats. Espen just got in trouble because she pooped on the floor. You know, I wanted to get one of those signs that says, you know, like in a factory where it says we haven't had an accident in 89 days, you know, and we're like doing great. They hadn't had an accident. Okay, when I was gone up north, they had a couple accidents. But that's because my husband doesn't hear them in the night when they get up because I get up with them. So that was to be expected. I wasn't going to hold that against them. But Espen literally pooped on the floor today, and the back door was open, so she could have just gone outside. So I was like, what? And I caught her. Like, she just did her business in the living room. Okay, I got to plug this now. And yeah, I caught her. And I was like getting after her. And she just looked at me like, and I'm like, there's no excuse for that. Now we have to start our days all over again. 0 days. 0 days without an accident, you little buttheads. All right, you guys, here is our snowman. Okay? It's like Flat Stanley. You guys know Flat Stanley? You guys have Flat Stanley where you live? It's like kids make this little Flat Stanley guy, and then they send it all around, like the U.S., and take his picture, you know, like send it here, send it there. I know, she's a little brat. All right, so we're going to take our hot glue gun here. And I'm just going to kind of try to just stay as close to the edge as possible. So Flat Stanley would travel all around, and you could get pictures of him in different workplaces and stuff. And isn't that material pretty? So pretty. All right, so we got our top glued together, and we're gonna work our way around. But you want to make sure that you leave a spot at the bottom for your stuffing, for your pillow stuffing, not your stovetop. We shoving any stovetop in there, your dogs will eat it. So how's everybody been? I haven't been on in a while. Miss Krista, I signed up for today. Wait, is it today? Yeah. And then Thursday she has an opening, so I signed up for Thursday. So I'll be back on Thursday, you guys. And then Sunday is Mischievous Crafty Friends. Sunday, I'll be on at noon. I told my husband, I'm like, aren't you proud of me? I signed up at noon so that I would be like the first one, and then I wouldn't miss, you know, the football game. Well, then I looked and the Lions don't even play until 8:25 that night. Like, I could have crafted any time. I try not to craft when, like, you know, he's into a real good football game, like the Lions, you know, because I like to watch them too. So, but anyway, we'll be on, and then we'll be on again next week. My dog loves the rain. Well, in her defense, it was, okay, Mom, but it's not raining now. It rained earlier. There's no defense. She doesn't have any, was it Mom that said that? Did Mom say in her defense? Or who was saying that? Is that who it was? Oh, I missed, I can't go back. You're having taco salad minus the shell? Oh, I do like a good taco salad shell from like I love, it's probably the most unhealthy thing, but I love Taco Bell's taco salad. If their shell, it's gotta be something about their shell, but it's probably like old grease or something, you know. Old grease. You had to take Stanley to work when your niece was a little girl. See? Well, I won't see. Wait. Well, I won't see you at noon. Oh. Why? You'll be getting home from church, won't you? Or where you got a hot date? What you got going on? What do you got going on? We're crafting with a book. You're going to miss it. Oh, man. Let me see if I get enough glue right there. So this is probably the most time-consuming part of this craft is getting it glued down. Because you want to try to keep it as close to the edge as possible so you can get your stuffing in there. Because if you glue it too far in, watching you while in bed snuggled up with your... Oh, that sounds delightful. I really wanted to leave work today and come home because it was raining when I went to work. It was raining hard. And I just wanted to... If we're off at the bottom, I'll just trim it up because sometimes it gets a little bit off a little bit. I just wanted to leave work today and come home and snuggle up in bed with my dogs because it was raining and it was dark and dreary, And it's only 55 here today, guys. That's, I mean, we've had really warm weather lately. Like, I think last night we went to bed, it was like in the 70s, and we keep the windows open, and my husband had the fan on. I was freezing. Taco Bell doesn't have taco salad anymore. What in the world? Oh, they don't? They don't even have it. Mom, would you say I'm? Yes, I said that our wieners never like. Oh, that's true. That is very true. But she didn't even have an excuse. She did not have an excuse. It is not raining now. She could have used that this morning, but she was just being a brat. And they get little attitudes. We're like little teenagers. Little teenagers. All right, there's that one. All right, I'm gonna come over here and I think I'm gonna trim this. I can already see where it's off a little bit. Before I glue it, I don't want it to be off. I don't want it to be off. I'm trying to line up my scissors. It's 85 there. Blech. I don't want that hot. It's about, it was warm like that when I got out of work. I mean, it was warm. Like, I got out of work yesterday and my car was like, oh. I needed the air. Today, I had to roll the windows and put the heat on. I had the heated seat on the way home from work. We're in bipolar Michigan, is what we're in. Can't make up its mind what it wants to do. Today it's one, tomorrow it's another. I think we're getting to the point where it's gonna get chilly. But I'm still good with, you know, just shutting the windows. Like, my husband loves the windows open, but he can probably have his window open tonight, but everything else is shut. We just got a Wendy's near you, but not been there yet. What's Wendy's like? Wendy's has, at least here, Wendy's has really good chili. My grandparents loved going to Wendy's. I think Mother used to take them to, like, doctor's appointments. And then they would stop and get chili. Even if they did, ouch, ew. Even if they didn't, it bit me. If they didn't eat the chili there, they would take it home, or they would get, I don't know if it was buy one, get one or something. I don't know. They love the chili. All right. This is way off down here. I don't know what I did. We're just going to trim it out. Trim it out. Okay, that's good enough for now. So now we're going to take our stuffing, and I almost was out of pillow stuffing. You guys, I use old pillows, right? So I looked at my stuffing that I had in my little old pillow that I've been using forever, and I was like, oh my gosh, I probably had this much left. I'm like, I got to go upstairs and get a pillow. So I have extras. This was an old one, old flat pillow. So we're going to use our, how do I do it? This little dowel right here. We're just going to use this dowel, and we're going to shove it up. We're going to put the stick, like Krista said, we're going to put the stick up the butt. Stick in your butt. This is so cute. Look at this. So stinking cute. Mother is on a roll with the wiener dog crack. What's she say now? Mother. We had a fight. Mother, I'm going to tell about ours. Okay, so let me tell you about our adventures in the UP. So, this was an extra special situation because this trip that my mom and her sisters go on it every year. They've been, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years they've been doing this. And one year, I think it was just 1 year. She can tell us. It's like, yeah, I assume it probably is too. So if they have the chili would be good. I think you can even buy Wendy's. Yeah, you can buy Wendy's chili at like Walmart in the cans. It's good chili. Mr. Snowman had a blowout over here. Didn't get it. Oh, my glue didn't stick. I can see it there, but it didn't stick. So anyway, this was kind of a special situation because originally my mom's younger sister, my Aunt Anita, wasn't going to be able to go. So it was just going to be my mom and her older sister, my Aunt Ellen. Well, so that it was just more than those two, my mom's like, maybe you and my cousin Jackie, so my Ellen's daughter Jackie, and then me and Mother. And then we ended up going a week later, and then my Aunt Anita could go. So then there was 5 of us again. So they probably could have kicked us out. But they wouldn't have had near as much fun if we didn't go. Hello, Miss Leona. They had so much fun with us. All right, let's start off the trip. So my Aunt Anita did not come with us right away because we left on Thursday night after my cousin Jackie got out of work. I got out of work. Mother met us in here, and then we went, I drove my car up to my Aunt Ellen's. My Aunt Ellen lives about 3.5 hours from here. All right, I'm just trying to get this into the little hat, the little brim of the hat. You got to get a little bit over there. It doesn't have to be a ton, but you got to get a little bit of stuffing. Oops. You can just might poke your stick right through, and you have to fix that. So anyway, we drove up there, and it was probably, I don't know, like, I don't know, 6 or maybe around 7 o'clock. It must have been around 7 o'clock because my Aunt Ellen's second daughter, Joanna, she owns the Dairy Queen. You guys know Dairy Queen. She owns the Dairy Queen, and we wanted to get Dairy Queen before we left, but they closed at 8. So I know it was close to that time. So we go get our Dairy Queen, and then we get on the road, and we had I don't know, west. I guess west-north, I don't know the direction. I wasn't driving. My uncle was gracious enough to, because I had my car, to go up there, because, we packed like we were going to be gone for weeks. We had so much stuff. But my uncle was gracious enough to let us take his brand new truck. And I know he won't be on here, so he won't know. I mean, we could say what happened in the UP stays in the UP, but he's never going to be on here. So, nor will my aunt. So, they live very busy lives. So we can talk about this. So, we took his new truck, and my cousin, his daughter, drove. And we were heading up north, and, we're driving along. So, for me, like, in my mind, like, when I leave my house here in Battle Creek, it's like 5-ish plus hours to get to the UP, right? So we had already driven like 3.5 hours to get to my aunt's house. And then it was probably another like 3-ish hours or, 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. I don't even know, to get to the UP, right? And so I have a very, very, very high phobia for bridges, right? So you gotta understand, my family, we're just a bunch of smart alecks. Okay, guys, we're getting there. Look, he's stuffed. We're a bunch of smart alecks. So it's dark, and we're driving, and all of a sudden my cousin goes, "Oh, there's the bridge." And so to like control my like anxiety of riding in cars and just like not being the one driving or whatever, I'm on my phone a lot, and a lot of times I have a coloring app, so I'm coloring. So I was coloring, and I automatically say, "What bridge?" And the 2 cackling hens in the back seat and my cousin are like, "Bah! What bridge do you think it is? What do you think?" I was like, I didn't know we were here already. And that's all I heard all like 5 days. "What bridge?" I'm like, "What bridge did you think it was going to be?" I'm like, it just caught me off guard. I didn't think we were already at the bridge that I hate. And it's dark. Actually, it was really pretty because they had it lit up with different color lights on it. So it was pretty. I give it that. I did take pictures, so I didn't have my eyes closed. But it was also a little bit nicer riding at night because you can't see what's, you can't see over the sides as it's dark. So it was fine. It was fine. But yeah, they had a good time picking on me. They were like, "What bridge?" I'm like, "Oh my God, it's not." I said, "It's not that funny." They were like, "Yes, it was." I'm like, it wasn't. I just wasn't expecting to be at the bridge that quick. All right, so Miss Dory, you don't like bridges either? I know. So we get to, I think that night we got to the cabin. Obviously we were there in the dark, but we got there, and my cousin Jackie and I, we put together 2 cots. My cousins had ordered, like, this is my Aunt Anita's son, who is our veterinarian. He has 2 cabins up on this lake. So his cabin's on one side of the lake. Only three bridge that connect. Wait, only the bridge that connects. I didn't think we were there yet. I told you that. I wasn't expecting to be there that quick. It just didn't seem like it took us that long to get there, and I expected it to be longer. I wasn't mentally prepared for it. I gotta prepare for it. Oh, you guys, I forgot to put the stick up its rear end. Okay, well, we'll have to undo a little bit of it. Okay, so let me show you what we're doing. I got these skewers. There's like a 12-pack. I think I threw away these came from Hobby Lobby in the baking section. Okay, they're heavier and they have the pokey end. Can't drive. Wait, you can't drive on them. What do you mean? Mackinac Island or the Mighty Mac? Yeah. I do not like driving on the grate part. My cousin likes that. Well, okay, here's the thing. You either drive on the grate part, which is the grates are in the middle lanes, or you drive on the outside. So you're close to the edge, or you're on the inside where it's rumbly. So you got to pick your poison. Like, what do you want? Do you want it rumbly, or do you want to be at the close to the edge, like you're the Yugo from 1984 that flew off the bridge? I don't know what year it was, but a car did fly off the bridge, right? Hello, Anita. At least you didn't have to drive through cornfields to get to the bridge like on the way to Jasper. Oh no, we haven't got to the UP yet. You ever, Miss Jenny, have you ever been in the UP? Have you ever? It's probably a lot like Wisconsin. Randomness. There was a Dollar General like a couple miles down the road from the cabin, but that was it. You're in the middle of nowhere. I don't like non-civilized places. Non-civilized. I don't know if they were civilized or not. The first night we got there, we got lost. The great part you can see through. Oh, I see. I can't. Scares me to drive on the bridge. I'd rather see over the edges. I understand that. But see, we went over it at night, and I couldn't see either anyway. And then when we came back over during the day, it was just my cousin and I. Then it was, let's see. I think we had to drive on the outside. We did, because they were doing construction in the middle. That was rude. Here's a bridge in South Louisiana. It's a little over 23 miles long. No. N-O. This is, I think the Mackinaw's like, I don't know, how long is it? I think the whole thing is maybe like, is it like, I don't even know. I'm not even going to guess because my mom and my aunt are on here and they're going to laugh at me if I guess it like really longer than it is. They can tell me. They've been across it more than I have. They can tell me how long it is. The funny thing is about the bridge is that you only pay a toll on the one side. So you either go across it and pay to get off it, or you had to pay to even get on it. So it's just like, and it's like, there's only one person. Now, I wouldn't want to be that person. The lady who was working that. You're so shocked you walked on the swing. Oh. 23. Mom, that's what I was going to say, but I wasn't sure if that was just, I thought it was 5 miles. And I think it's 5 miles from like the start of it, but you don't feel like you're really on the bridge until you get, like, I don't know. I think it is too. But I wasn't sure if that was right. I don't know where I heard that fun fact. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this open a little bit. So you just take your skewer and you slide it on up in here. Because it's pokey, you can get it up in there pretty far, okay? You just kind of, so Miss Krista, it goes up the rear end, but it ends up way up here in his brain. It's like a voodoo doll. We need to take a road trip next time. Yeah, you guys should. Come on over. Come on over. So, the first day, Friday, my Aunt Anita wasn't there yet because she stayed back because her oldest grandson, William, plays football. And her second oldest grandson does as well. But William's a senior, so she doesn't want to miss any of his games. So, she stayed back and, okay, look, we got this cute little bunny foo-foo. We got that little guy on a stick. Now, we're going to put this spool. We're going to put this old spool of thread. We're going to staying up. So here's the other one. Here's the other one I did, okay? Wrap some material around it. That's the OG one. But we got to do that on this one too. Okay, what time is it? Okay, we got plenty of time. So, she didn't come up till, well, Saturday morning. She drove all night long. But Friday, during the day, what did we do? We went to Manistee. What else did we do? We did some shopping. Hello there, Miss Donna. How are you, friend? Hello, Miss Stephanie. How are you? Welcome in. Okay, let me get a paintbrush. We're just gonna take some more of this. This is Waverly, the antique wax. I'm not gonna have to do the whole thing because I'm gonna wrap some material around the center here, but I'm gonna stain up the spool. Okay, this is a spool from an estate sale. Just went over to my stash and found one that I felt like it was gonna work good. What did we do though? We went to a pottery store, a really cool pottery store. We went to this. We got there at 4. Ugh. Yeah, my Aunt Nita drove all night long. We were like, don't you think you should just stop and like sleep and then come? But she got there. She didn't really sleep, and then we went. See, that was the day she probably should have slept before, because that next day we went all the way across. Well, it seemed like it was all the way across. We did like a 3.5-hour one-way trip to a place called was it Bond Falls? No, we did Bond Falls on Friday. We did Kitch Itty Kippy. Kitch Itty Kippy. Say that 10 times fast. That was what we did Friday. So we went to a place called, I don't even know what it was called, but there's these really cool place called Kitch Itty Kippy, and it's like you get on this like little like boat kind of thing, but it's like, it's on like this, it has like the wheel, but it's on, what's it called? It doesn't let you go off the light. Like you go straight across and back. But you have to use the manpower of the people that are on the boat, right? So it's just random. You go over and come back. Well, we got on that. And in the middle of it's open, so you can see it. I know Bond Falls was Saturday. Yeah, because I remember Kitchity Kippy, because you didn't go with us to that. So on the way back, people were taking turns, like, you know, doing the big wheel, you know, like you're the captain of this boat, right? So on the way back, mother wanted to take a picture of my cousin and I, you know, like we were doing it. So then we actually did it. And we were like, I was like, come on, we're going to get us. I had to go to the bathroom. Oh, a cable. That's what that was. Thank you. I don't know how to use my words. So, you know, people were doing it. And this one lady she hopped on it with my cousin, and then she was doing it. And then we were like, could I take your spot so we could get a picture? So we got the pictures. And then my cousin and I were like, let's get us back. I had to go to the bathroom. And I was like, we were like, we're going to get them back in record time. We're like, we did. We got us back in record time. By the time we got back, there was a whole long line of people waiting. They were waiting. So me being my smart aleck self, you know, I loved to go to Cedar Point when I was a kid. You guys know Cedar Point in Ohio, right? In Sandusky. Love Cedar Point. So I always like to pretend like, you know, I never worked at Cedar Point, but I always like to pretend like, oncoming riders, please exit, you know, please enter and buckle your seatbelts and exit out, you know, blah, blah, blah. So as we got to the end, I was like, thank you for riding the Kitchity Kippy Express. Everybody have yourself a great day. Or I said, exit out the back of the boat. Everybody have a great day. Woo, woo. People started laughing. This one lady looks at me. She goes, I remember my first drink. And then we go to get off, and this one lady goes, I didn't know we were going on a booze cruise. I was like, well, I'm sorry, but this captain is history, so you're going to have to find a new one. So I don't know how the next one went, but I think we made their day. We got them back quickly. I made a beeline to the bathroom, and I felt better. There was a really cute gift shop there. I think everybody with us bought something. I think Mother did you get earrings or a ring? I don't know. My Aunt Ellen got a ring. I don't know if my cousin Jackie got something. Oh, they got sweatshirts. I think they got sweatshirts. Because they have sweatshirts on sale. Because we're getting to the end of the season now. You know, it's getting to the end of the tourism season. They're going to shut that bad boy down. And, you know, because in the UP, you aren't getting anywhere. You know, these are national, these are state parks that this stuff was in. So that was really cool. I'd never been there, and they wanted to take, I think my cousin Jackie must have been there before. I think she'd been there, but I had never been there. So we went the day on Friday when my Aunt Anita wasn't there because she'd been there, so she was okay with that. So Saturday was the day we took this like 3-hour tour to get to Bond Falls. So, you know, we talked about driving up to my Aunt Ellen's like 3 hours, and how, I don't know if I want to use this. I don't know if I want to use this. I want to use something else on. I want to wrap something else there. I could see you doing it. You got a ring in the sweatshirt. Yes, that's what it was. All right, let me grab something else for this bottom piece. Maybe some coffee stained muslin. Because look at this big old bin of scraps over here. I was cleaning my table while I was watching Miss Misty. My table was so messy. Now it actually looks better. I got all the crumbs off it. I got all the stuff. So we talked about, you know, making this trip to this was like, we were like, wow, this is like aggressive considering like we would take a trip to my Aunt Ellen's house, you know, we'd do that same amount of time pretty much to go to her house, but we'd stay for 2 days. No, we were doing this all in one day. We were going over and back. So we went to a town called Crystal Falls with hopes, there's like a gift shop there. It doesn't really have any coffee stain on it. There was a gift shop there that we were hoping I could get my birch logs, like this right here. Mother brought me these last year, and I made the snowman on one side and the scarecrow on a pumpkin on the other. But the lady didn't have any there. I was so sad, and the lady that worked there tried to call her, and she didn't cooperate with us, so I didn't get those. So there goes those craft projects. She wouldn't bring any with her. Anyway, so that did work. But we went to the gift shop, and then, so we totally went out of our way just to go to that gift shop, and then we didn't even, we got some things, but not why we really went there. So that took us out of our way. So then we made it to the Bond Falls, and those falls are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So Mother and my aunts had been there before, so my cousin and I, we went to the top. We took pictures, and then we ended up, it's like you can be down at the bottom and see the falls, and then you can go all the way to the top, and like falls just keep falling and falling and falling, and there's like a gift shop up above. Well, we were trying to get their attention to see if they would just come and pick us up there, but they didn't have signal, and they were just sitting down by the water, just chilling. So we tried to text them, and then they didn't answer. So instead of going back down, we decided to take the roundabout way and ended up back by the car. We were going downhill, walking and on the road, and it was like, oh my gosh, we were almost like running because it was such a steep hill. And I'm like, what are we doing? Why did we do this? So then we had to go back and find them, and yeah. But we were calling it, my cousin and I were calling it our senior picture, like we were doing our senior pictures, because I got a new camera, basically to take pictures of the baby. But I took the camera, and her and I were taking turns taking pictures. We were like by the tree, we were like on the rocks, and we would do all the things. All right, that looks cool. I think that's gonna look cool on here. Well, let's see. Whoa, let's see. Hopefully we can make it stand up. Okay, so I just took some hot glue. I try to remember how I did this. I put some hot glue in here. Just kind of, don't lean it down or it'll spill out. Put it sideways, and then poke your little stick in here. And it'll push it to the bottom. And it'll push some of your glue out. We just sit it down and let it do its thing. And if it sticks on the table, it's fine. We'll pull it off the table. Well, hello, Miss Michelle. How are you? So anyway, we did that. It was a great day. It was a long day. My Aunt Anita came home and like crashed because, she didn't have much sleep. And then they were on that. The heck? We were on that all-day little trip. I think that was, I thought I had sanded off all of the, you know, the spool has that tag on it. I thought I sanded it all off, but apparently it didn't. So that was that day. Then what did we do the next day? On Sunday, I think it was the day that my Aunt Ellen, Mother, and I went out on the Pictured Rocks tour, of the boat tour. Yeah, you know. Has anybody ever done that before? Which was really cool. Hello, Miss Teresa. Okay, here's what we have so far. Isn't that cute? I'm going to make that the back because like it's where the thing is. Now, I'm just going to take some twine and I'm going to tie the twine around the neck of, because you want to like define the neck of the snowman. You got to give it a little neck, right? All right, so we're just going to tie that. I kind of might look like a little blockhead, but it's like Charlie Brown. Just a little Charlie Brown look. I think it's cute. All right, let me cut that. So yeah, we did that. Beautiful day. It was the best day. Oh my gosh, it was perfect. We were on like one of the boats that had like, so there's the lower level, then there's the middle level, then there's the top. Everybody wants the top because you know, it's really cool, but it's also open and it's also sunny. So I'm like, let's ride down here where we could get some sun on, you know, but we still would be, you love those beautiful pictures. Aren't they beautiful? That was so cool. So fun. All right, let's get some Rusty Bells. Okay, we're going to take some Rusty Bells and I think I got these Rusty Bells off Amazon, or I think it's Amazon. And we're just going to bring them through. How much time do I have? We got 20 minutes. We got plenty of time. You guys, up next after me is Miss Jenny with Rose House Crafts. My friend, Miss Jenny from Wisconsin. We won't hold that against her. She can't help it. She's in the wrong mitten state. She's in a state that thinks it's a mitten. Her and Krista, they're over there thinking that they're in the mitten. Didn't they say that? They're the other mitten state. Whatever. They know I just pick on them. I love them. They're great gals. All right, let me tie this up here. This is like a little scarf with bells on it. So we did that on Sunday, and then Monday, what did we do Monday? We didn't go far on Monday. Wait, Sunday we did Pictured Rock during the day, but that night, wasn't it that night we did the Uper lights? Okay, this is where I was getting, after all these stories, this is where I was taking us. I think we are imposters. I think that's what we did. I think we kind of like, yeah, because Pictured Rock is in Munising, which isn't very far from where we stayed. And then that night we took a drive to, what was it called? Mouth of the Two-Hearted River that feeds into Lake Superior. Yeah, that feeds into Lake Superior, and you take these black lights and you go look for what's called Uper lights. Okay, so they're like glowing rocks. So here are the 5 of us. I don't know what is, they hadn't been there, I don't think, because the route that my cousin told us to take, which, you know, he's been up there before. You guys, we were on like roads that like UTVs or ATVs, you know, like these roads that, I don't even know how, like there was a campground. Oh, that's the only time. You got lucky. So, we finally get back there, and like the cell service was sketchy, and it's like, okay, what if there was a medical emergency? I mean, it would take days for an ambulance to get to you. They wouldn't even know. Like somebody had to send help. I don't even know. It was crazy. So anyway, we get back there, and there's a state park, and there's people camping, and we're like, how the heck did they get back here? So we get our black lights, and we prepare to go over to the lake, okay? So you gotta cross this bridge. Again, here's a bridge. Not only was this just like this little bridge, like one body wide bridge, but it was like a swinging, swaying, funky bridge, and we went over it in the dark. On the way back, it was super dark, and I was carrying about 200 pounds of rocks. We did not find a Euperlite. None of us did. But we got some really cool rocks. We did get some really cool rocks. Okay, let me figure out what I'm going to do down here. I think I'm just going to take a little bit of this material and wrap it around the bottom. So, on the way back, somehow our GPS, like, I did a little, like, rerouting. You know how it can do that? And it didn't take us into the back 40. It didn't take us on all these back roads. This time, it kept us on, like, you know, paved roads. So we're driving along. We're driving along. And all of a sudden, I look over and I'm like, deer! And I fling my arm out. My cousin who's driving, she hits the brakes so hard that my mom and her two sisters are in the back seat. They fly up. Mother, if I didn't do my save the children arm stop, Mother probably would have been in the windshield. She has a huge bruise on her leg still. She hit the center console. Oh my gosh. And my Aunt Ellen said, what did she say? My knees bent like, how did she say that, you guys? My knees bent more than I'd like them to, or something like that. I think my aunt Anita's face planted in the back of Jackie's seat. Oh my gosh, it was awful. It was. I looked at my cousin. I'm like, why did you slam on the brakes so hard? Like they were like, you put us on our nose. Like it was like that deer didn't even dare. The deer turned around and went back. It was like, I'm not getting in front of those crazies. Like what? What on earth? Okay, that's just a little something to, you know, just do something at the bottom. Okay, so let's see what we need to do still. We need to give it some buttons. I probably should have moved that one a little bit. It was a hoot. We laughed, but we were like, what? What are you doing? Why did you slam on the brakes? So, not to mention, she tested out my Uncle Mike's brakes, but we also went down all these like dirt roads. His truck was filthy. Like his brand new truck was filthy. We're like, we gotta go through a car wash now. It's filthy. And we did. We did the next day. And then on Monday, we ended up going to Marquette because my cousin went to college with a girl with, you know, she's a woman, she's a mom, she's a grandma. She lives in in Marquette, and so we kind of called it. We went all the way to Marquette for ice cream because that's basically what we did. We went to like a dairy and had ice cream, and it was a nice visit for them, and then it was a nice drive. Of course, you didn't have your seat. Oh, no, not in the back seats. I mean, why? But after that, they were like, we need to put our seatbelts on. It's rare. You know, it's not a law here yet. You don't have to wear your seatbelt in the back seat in Michigan. But I think they were rethinking that maybe they should have. Let me see if I can pull this off here and move it a little bit, and I can put my button on it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let me put my buttons. These are just two random brown buttons. I'll just move this over to the side a little bit. But yeah, there was never a dull moment. I'm telling you what. And then I think, was it on the way home? I think it was on the way home. Or maybe it was one of those days. I never laughed so hard. I don't remember when it was. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, it could have been when Jackie and I were on our way home. We were like rehashing the weekend on our way to meet my Uncle Mike because he brought us my car so we didn't have to drive all the way back to my aunt. He was super nice to do that. Okay, there's some buttons on there. My mom still puts her pretend seatbelt on when I have a seatbelt on. That's so funny. All right, so we need to do something up here on the hat. I don't know what to do up there. This is what I did on this one. I put like a little greenery with a little like berry, like a little berry. But I don't know if I want to do that. Let's see. Let's see what I have in my, it's like a little scrap bag of greenery and stuff like that. Oh, and wait, what? You went to Walmart, what did you guys go to Walmart for? You went to Walmart while we went and washed the truck. What did you guys go to Walmart for? Oh, they went to Walmart. Ended up, I don't know what they went to Walmart for. What they got to Walmart for. But they ended up coming out with these pumpkin candles. I should bring mine down here. Actually, it's in my bedroom. With a pumpkin candle. Then they went to like, I don't know, 3 other Walmarts after that, and they bought like 12 of these pumpkin candles. You get a candle, you get a candle. We kind of do that in our family. If somebody finds something and everybody thinks it's cool, everybody has to get one, and it's just like the best thing ever. Like, we do that all the time. So, 12 candles. Oh my gosh. There isn't a candle left in the state of Michigan. They're all in our house. Oh, shoot. All right, I think I'll use that right there. That's just one of those little, looks like a little berry thing it came from. You went to the Walmart in Marquette and bought the pumpkin candle. That started it all, yes. And then we tried to go to the bathroom at this one gift shop, but they have terrible plumbing on that side of the street, so we had to go to the Welcome Center across the street, which is a very nice Welcome Center, and we got paper maps. Do you guys know what paper maps are? When's the last time you've used a paper map? But anyway, we took the paper map, and I took mine, and we highlighted all of our adventures. And so a lot of the UP is highlighted because we did a lot of adventuring. There was a lot. So, yeah, we had a grand time. But I really should have done what I originally wanted to do, which was take Wednesday off because I needed to recover from all the excitement. But nope, I went right back to work. Got right back at it. All right, here's a little bunch of, I don't know, little berries. I think I'll just put those right on there. We'll just give him a little bunch. How much time do we have left? We still got 10 minutes. We're doing good. So that was our trip. That was our trip to the UP. In a nutshell. Well then, okay, so this is what happens, right? We leave on Tuesday morning. We decide, they wanted to go to breakfast, but we were like, yeah, we just want to get home. We just want to get home. I was trying to get home before my husband got home from work, just because I wanted to, like, I figured I was coming home to a mess, not gonna lie. And he was proud of himself because it wasn't a mess. And I gave him kudos because it really wasn't. He did a good job keeping the house pretty clean. But I had to do laundry and stuff like that. So I wanted to get home at a pretty decent time, knowing I had to go back to work and be up at like 5 the next morning. So what do we get after we leave? You remember paper maps. Well, you can get them for free. It's probably one of the only things that you can get for free. Paper maps. At least of Michigan. I'm going to stick one more of these in here. So, well, I don't even know where I was going with that story. Where was I going with that story? Coming home, blah, blah, blah. Oh, on our way home, we get a picture sent to us. So these ladies had us, running every day because obviously time was limited. What did they do? My Aunt Ellen went and took a nap. My mother, she's out on the deck reading her book, and my Aunt Anita's working on, she does diamond art. So she was working on a diamond art project. So that was their day to just rest and relax. Okay, there's our little greenery up there. It's stinking cute. That is stinking cute. Now, let's make a tag real quick. We still have time. We can make a tag real quick. So yeah, that was the day that nobody did anything. It was the day we left. So we were driving again. I think we probably rode in the car for like. I've never been so tired from a vacation in my life. They're hardcore. They are hardcore. Now somewhere, what do I do with it? Somewhere I have a really cute little snowman stamp. Do I have it? Let me see. Do I have it in here? Let me dig down here real quick. See if it's in here. Oh yeah, here it is. It says Joy. This is a really cute little stamp. Check it out. You bought an atlas. You know what? Hello, Miss Marilyn. How are you? See, that's the thing. Mother and father used to travel with an atlas. The old Rand McNally, like All right, I struggle with this. Let me see if I can get it on here straight. That's how we used to do it back in the day when we used to do all of our traveling. Oh, that worked pretty good. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It says joy. Joy, joy, joy. Okay. Put that over there. Let me just dry this real quick because we're almost done. Miss Jenny's up next. Thank you, Miss Krista, for having me. We got 7 minutes still. I'm gonna do a little more on this little guy, and we'll put him on there, and that'll be as stinking cute, you guys. How easy was that? I can put the I think I can put the pattern for the snowman in the comments of the video. Because I just got it off Pinterest. So it's a freebie. It's a freebie, right? I didn't pay for it. It's a freebie. It's out there for anybody to print, but I'll just give it to you if anybody wants to do one. These skewers are really nice though. They were on sale last week at Hobby Lobby. But they were only like maybe $3 or something. And there's 12. There's 12 of them. So they're pretty nice, but they're long and they're sturdy. You can stick them up there. You can stick them up there. All right, now I'm gonna get my wax real quick, my dark wax. We're gonna grunge this. Let's see. Where's it? Oh yeah, I dropped the bag off the side. Shoot. Well, let me find an old brush over here that I don't care about. I knocked it off right before I went live, and I was like, oh, I need to go get that, and I forgot. See, this will work fine. It's fine, it's fine. We're just going to grunge up our tag with a little wax. I might be able to clean that. New folks, please like, share, and follow. Well, thank you, Miss Kathy. Yes, the Stand Tall Crafting Group has events on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. Miss Krista runs the group. So you want to make sure that you're following so that you can just refresh your page and get the next crafter, because you may not remember who the next crafter is if you're like, I'm not following the next crafter, or I don't think I am because I don't see them, and then you'll be like, I'm lost, and then you'll be sad. You'll be all sad. But if you're in the Stand Tall Crafting Group, then you won't be sad. Or something like that. It's my story, I'm sticking to it. It's my story. All right, let me see if I can get this in here now. I tried this the other day, it didn't work too well, so I probably just gonna do like this. Trim it off here. And we're just gonna glue it. So y'all pray for Miss Jenny and I. We both work for the federal government, and we're both still working. Well, I'm going to tell you what, the clock is ticking. Jenny might be okay. She works for the VA, so she might be okay. But I work for the Department of, well, it was the Department of Defense. Then it says, they start to say we're the Department of War, so I don't know. I don't know what we are. All right, check it out. Check it out. Now, I'm going to put a button or something over that tag right there. Let me grab one. I've got 4 minutes to grab a little button. I'm going to put a button over that tag. I don't think I'm going to make a little thing here. I think I'm just going to put a button on there. So the clock is ticking, and if they don't make a decision pretty soon, something's going to happen. We're either not going to be working, not getting paid, or we're going to be working and not getting paid. It's something. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But this is not good, is what we just need to point out. This is not good. All right, I just need a brown button. Give me a nice little brown button. I'll use that one. Yeah, it kind of stinks that these adults that are supposed to be running our country can't get their acts together. Now, if it was affecting their pay, we won't go there. If they weren't getting their paycheck, we would have had a decision. Boom, lickety split. But that's a whole nother story. Thank you, Miss Nora. I appreciate that. Well, thank you, Miss Becky. Thank you guys for being here today. And here is our cute little stinky cute snowman. Thank you. I just love that material is darling. I'm gonna have to make some more of these. I'll probably put them in the craft show. So I got this one that we just whipped up, and then here's the one from the other day. Just a little bit different. You can see the spools are a little bit different. His body looks a little bit different. This is that ticking that's like, it's a firmer material, so it kind of, you know, it handles a little bit different, but you guys can see this, the seam concept. I think they're, I know, I don't think they should either. They should, and then they'd make a decision, wouldn't they? But no, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So you guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I've just got a couple minutes left. I will be back on Thursday. So if you would like some more fun and frolic, come back Thursday. Watch the rest of the crafters today in the Stand Tall Crafting group. Right now, Miss Jenny from Rose House Crafts. She's a cheesehead. She's brainwashed. She's a cheesehead. She's up next. And, but I'll be back on Thursday. I'm not sure what time. 4 or 5 Eastern time. It's right about the same time. I might be on an hour earlier. I can't remember. So, and somebody gave me some stars. Thank you so much. I didn't even see that. I appreciate you, star friend giver. Star friend giver. You guys, I got 1 more minute. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think these are so stinking cute, and they're not hard to do. They're not hard. It's super easy. You could use anything for your base. You could just make these by themselves. You don't have to put them on the stick. You could just make them and make like little like bowl fillers. You could make smaller ones. You could make fatter ones. You could make bigger ones. You could do whatever. You could do whatever you want. That's the glory of crafting. You make it your own. See, I'm not even says yes. You make it your own. You guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you again Thursday. Bye-bye.